Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We have made it. Finally, there is a Man United game on the horizon. We play Monday night against Leeds United, the Roses Derby as we all know it. And we know the last time we played them, it was a 1-1 draw. And after the game, that is what was more important. Ruben Amorim's last press conference, and of course, the very next day, he was sent packing. That is how that game ended against Leeds United. And to be fair, there were a lot of questions on Ruben Amorim and his future before the game. So it wasn't that much of a surprise to see Ruben Amorim let go. But since then, we've turned the corner, so to say. Michael Carrick has come in and he has done well, if you want to put it that way. For me, it's been good enough. We've put ourselves in a good position. After Arsenal won Sporting, that meant that there is now five places that can get Champions League qualification for next season. So I do see us qualifying for the Champions League for next season. Whether we finish third place, whether we drop in form and we end up being fourth or fifth, there's two places now that is a good buffer for us in terms of getting Champions League football. But of course, you want to finish as high as possible. That being said, there is, of course, a difficult format for us to try and get to the top of the Premier League. But for now, let's just try and get as close as possible to City and Arsenal with the way things are right now. Michael Carrick took the team on a trip to Dublin in Ireland where they were going to train and, of course, do a bit of team building. And they met with a lot of the fans. They trained quite well, according to certain reports. And that does make it seem good. That is all good and well. But it is the results, it is the performance that we will look at. But yes, these things do make a team bond much stronger. There seems to be a sense of camaraderie amongst the players. And these are things that the likes of Ineos will look at when they are trying to make the decision for the next permanent Man United manager. Now let's focus on Leeds United for a few moments. They are 15th in the Premier League table, are fighting relegation. Their most recent game, they just went through to the FA Cup semi-finals after winning West Ham on penalties. And that is most likely where their focus will be from now until the end of the season, other than, of course, trying to survive and stay in the Premier League. Daniel Farker, the German coach, he certainly does have a 4-2-3-1 at his disposal. And most of the time, the players that he has normally does give him the platform to execute his tactics accordingly. But there are a few players that will be missing, the likes of Joe Rodon, Anton Stack. These are just two players that will not be available for their game against United. And that, in a sense, is an advantage for us because in midfield and in defense, Rodon and Stack have been crucial for them this season. So that will be a massive miss for them. We know Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a player that plays for them and scores quite a few goals. Aronson, we know the American, can certainly turn up when given the opportunity. We saw that against us when we gave him space. He certainly punished us as he should. So we certainly do need to look out for the way Leeds United will approach us. Their form in the Premier League, even though they are FA Cup semi-finalists, is not that good. They've had 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 games. And now coming against us, they will want to get a win. They have a bit of confidence and energy from that FA Cup win and being FA Cup semi-finalists now. So that alone will make them come at us with everything that they have. The fact that it's a derby, that's just an extra bonus for them in order to turn up for the game. And the last time before we played them at Elland Road in January, it was a couple seasons ago before they were playing at Old Trafford. And that was a time when we were scoring quite a few goals under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And we certainly did find ourselves doing well against them, even under Ten Hag. So I want to see in this game us scoring goals. I want us to get a nice 3-4, maybe even if we are really, really lucky, 5-goal win, in my opinion. We must be winning this game. This has to be a Man United win. As tricky as Leeds United are, as difficult as they will be and try and make it for us, we need to get a win. We're playing at Old Trafford where we have been quite excellent. We have a very good record under Michael Carrick at home. So I expect that to continue in this game. Now, to the starting 11 that I think Michael Carrick will go with. Dogu is back training on grass, so that is good in terms of him coming back and returning for the last few games of the season. He has been a massive miss. Martinez was also alongside Dogu with the team in Ireland and was training with the team. And I think he'll probably be fit for the bench in this game, and then from then onwards, try and make his way back into the starting 11, which of course is where he should be. So it will be Lomans in goal. For me, Mazraoui at right back. I've spoken about my decision on that already between him and Delo. I feel Mazraoui should be starting ahead of him. Euro and Maguire, since Maguire signed his 1 year contract extension, I do think that he'll start alongside Euro and of course Shaw at left back. The midfield will remain the same from the start with Mainu, Casemiro and Bruno of course. On the left hand side for me, Cunha must start. Sesko has to start up front and Mbumo on the right hand side. That's the team I think Michael Carrick should be going with. Let's not have this Ahmad on the right and Mbumo up front as a striker. Let Ahmad and Mbumo fight for that right wing position. That is where they are both at their best, in my opinion. Let Cunha, of course, do what he does on the left hand side with how he cuts in and tries to link up play with Mainu, with Bruno Fernandes, Mbumo, etc. And of course, trying to find Sesko and play off him in terms of those 1-2s. Having a target man in Sesko is certainly much better than having to play with a false 9 in Mbumo who can hold the ball up, but again, when there are defenders that are physically much stronger than him, we don't tend to have that momentum and opportunity to keep the ball up front. So that's the team I think Michael Carrick should be going with. And as I said, this has to be 3 points. We have to win this game. There is no but. So if how we need to look at this, it must be a win. There's 7 games left before the end of the season, and we basically just need 5 wins. Maybe 4 wins and a draw could even help us solidate Champions League place for us. We certainly can finish in third place, in my opinion. We still have to play Chelsea, which of course will be a tough game, but again, they're also not in their best form, so that will be an interesting game when it does come around. But it's the Roses Derby, Leeds United, and that is what we are going to be focusing on come Monday at Old Trafford. I'm certainly excited once again that United will be playing. I have missed us playing, let's be honest and let's be real. So very watching this weekend go by so that we can get to Monday and finally see Man United playing at Old Trafford again. But thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you think about Michael Carrick and Manchester United thus far, what you expect for the game against Leeds, of course, and we'll talk about it. Have a wonderful weekend till we see each other again in the next one. Bye-bye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.